Weird lighting time of day, but I don't want to close the curtains. Now, I realize a lot of you Canadians aren't exactly aware what's all going on down south. So, a city like Portland or Chicago or Los Angeles not long ago has been invaded by American military personnel, ICE campaign, immigration citizenship enforcement campaign against the people of the United States. So I want to show you some pictures of one of the No King's Day protests that happened on Saturday. This one was in Portland, where they've been under siege somewhat from these ICE forces. Let's watch this video from PNW Community Matters. Or I should say Community Matters PNW. Go subscribe to them. This guy's just on the street at the action, and he's videoing what he's seeing. This is the guy.
So I was told by one of the protesters that ICE used pepper spray about half an hour ago.
ICE used a bunch of pepper spray on people.
Here that are wearing gas masks.
Peaceful protests going on.
Pepper spray. They are using tear gas.
Here's some of the ICE people, basically only loyal to Donald Trump. People are not happy. Shame, shame, shame. Here they come out all together. One thing I noticed, first of all, is that they're not well trained, especially for crowd control. I've dealt with some well-trained crowd control police at various events especially my youth. I think back to the G8 in Ottawa in 2002, and the police were fairly professional about how they handled themselves. One thing they do is they have shields that they like to put up in front of them. They move it as a unit with the shields. The shields don't just protect themselves, but they protect the people as well, because there's a barrier between the police and the people. So it works both ways that way. So you see these guys just running into the crowd, knocking over people, and they're putting themselves at risk, but also when they run out in such a frenzy, what happens is they're more exposed, so they're more likely to act aggressively or violently because of the fear of it being exposed. You know, was when they move in a group, they tend to be more principled, more controlled. So one thing I noticed is that the ICE agents aren't well adept at crowd control. They're nervous, they're jittery, and they don't seem to have much self-control, although they're probably not being told to have much from above, which is problematic as well. Now, one thing I like about this protest, yeah, it's peaceful, but it's effective, and it's blocking ICE from functioning their everyday activity that they're trying to do. So they're having a disruptive effect on the operations of ICE. I think this is key. I think a lot of the No President or the No Kings protests were like standing around and having speeches, which is nice, but it's kind of more like a mass therapy or a rally than it is a demonstration. Here they're trying to move together, but again, you see they're not well trained. They don't move as a unit well. You see one guy trying to space himself out. He's the only one trying to do that. They're kind of just standing there like tough guys, big chubby guys. That guy right there, I don't think he's going to do well with the new fitness requirements that Donald Trump says everyone has to have. It's hilarious. Here they're all backing off. Tactical withdrawal. Yeah, the crowd don't like them. Take over our city. Run out, beat people, attack people. They're having a lawful demonstration against you. Maybe because of its disruptive element, it's on the edge. Here's this guy photographing. He thinks he's awesome. He's photographing a YouTuber. He's like, now we know that you're on YouTube. You know, like, come on. So things carry on into the night. You see that flashing? I just want to warn anybody who might be epileptic to not watch this video, because that flashing is very disruptive to the human brain. It's intended to be. It's one of their tactics. See, people are throwing the tear gas back. Some of the protesters have masks on. This is at the ICE detention facility. That's on October 18th. Okay, so ICE started firing tear gas, pepper spray balls, and flashbang grenades into the crowd without provocation. Again, the crowd isn't crossing onto the ICE facility. They're just lawfully demonstrating outside. And they do have the street shut down, but that's, in my mind, always the safest thing to do. Just take over the street, shut it down, don't have cars going by with big groups of people standing on sidewalks nearby. It's so easy for someone to fall off a sidewalk and get run over. Just block the street off. We have inflatable animals, old people, someone's wearing a keffiyeh. We got injured people going off, fleeing from the crowd. Whose streets? Our streets. I always hated that chant. I always kind of made fun of it. It's like, are you new to protesting? Are you new to activism? Whose streets? I can't believe they won't let us have our streets. It's like, yeah, get used to it, kids. I mean, they were saying the same thing 30 years ago when I was at my first demonstrations. It's not helping things, basically. ICE's response here isn't helping things. It's just getting more people more pissed off. And they know that. That's part of what they're trying to do. There's flashbangs, again. They're grenades that explode loudly. They don't really hurt you much, but can be very disorienting if that's going off around you. So they don't seem to have a lot of restraint. They don't seem to have much self-control. I'm not sure if someone from the top is saying, okay, fire a bunch of flashbangs in there, but it's just so random. That's the thing about it. It's not like done with any consistency or with any movement to push people away, again, like say using shields and with a forced movement to push people out. It's just kind of like someone gets pissed off enough and throws a grenade. That's what it feels like from my perspective, having been in a lot of protests where, the police were being active, offensive at times even. I'm not saying I liked all their offensive things they did. Snatch squads in the crowd, things like that were hard to deal with. I got shot with tear gas before. I've been hit with pepper spray. Those flashing lights are really fucking irritating. Imagine being such a weenie. You're sitting up there, flashing lights. I'll get you with my light. Go away, protesters. And these guys think that this crowd are all violent terrorists, probably. That's what they've been told. It's like, that's their rhetoric. They must see by now, after weeks of people in Portland just saying, we don't like this shit. We don't like what you're doing in our community. We don't like you stealing children out of schools and putting them in plastic cuffs. We don't like your detention centers. We don't like your concentration camps. People even have American flags there. I don't care much for the American flag. It's not my flag, so I guess that's why, but it's not my thing to really wave a flag. I'm not against the flag. I don't recoil when I see it. It's just not my thing to wave one around. I'm not like, yay, my nation. There's those flashy fucking things again. Go away with my flashy. I'll flash this at you some more if you don't disperse. More flashbangs. Tear gas just everywhere. This is some dark times, people. This is the Empire. This is this is foot soldiers. This is friggin' stormtroopers. Every movie you've ever seen where the rebels are the good guys, which is every movie, the rebels are never the bad guys in movies. This is them. Once the siege stopped, protesters began to reassemble. So they had the building pretty much cut off, surrounded at some point. This offensive action pushed everybody sort of back, but now they're just coming back. Here's another old one. The people united will never be divided. It's supposed to be defeated, which doesn't rhyme either, but I never liked that one either. It's like cheesy. There's a dinosaur. There you go. Good video by Community Matters, PNW. Way to get yourself in there. Get frontline footage. Get evidence of what's been going on both sides. That A, it's a non-violent demonstration. In fact, I'm really impressed at how non-violent everything has been. And there's a certain point at which I think that's going to change, and that worries me. Because people are going to realize that it's not making a difference yet. That we're going to need to do more than just stand there and say we're not happy. However, that's what these people are doing. They're actually disrupting ICE's ability to get out there for a day and get shit done. And by shit, I mean the worst shit anyone should be doing. So what we've learned? We've learned that ICE is undisciplined, they're untrained, they don't handle crowds well, they don't have good crowd control tactics, especially not effective ones. They're prone to violent outbursts in a rather uncontrolled fashion. Shining lights at you. Take that, there's my fucking light. Boo, 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 boo. How do you like me now? Yeah, fuck you. Flashy man. What side do you want to be on in life? You want to be these stormtrooper fucks? Or do we want the people who say they want democracy? They don't want kings. They don't want the Constitution to be destroyed. They don't want to see America take over Canada, start world wars. Here he is pepper spraying some people. Big canister pepper spray. Just reach out and spray at somebody. Discharge randomly, kind of. Again, they're not really like... It's just like a guy just jumps out and attacks people. Gets his jollies off hurting people. It's just lashing out. Hit like, share, subscribe. Find me on Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Joey only.